guys, so I had a video request from Kelly to tell you all about light boxes, how to make them, what they're for, all that sort of stuff. Light boxes are awesome. They are really cheap to make. This cost about $6 and honestly improves your photos so much. So I hope you find this video useful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you do like it, and thanks for watching. Alright, so to create a light box, first you need some tissue paper, a big white piece of paper, big enough, this is twice as big as needed, but big enough to fill inside there, and some sellotape, and scissors, and a craft knife. Oh, and a box. So when you're looking at your box, you're going to want to choose one that is quite sturdy and firm, not too bendy, because some boxes are quite old and yuck and they bend easy, and that you don't really want that. You're going to want to have your open side on this side. It was already cut, sorry, so I can't really show cutting that off. We're going to cut the top of this part, and here, and they're ideal because the box is thin and easy to cut here. The thick parts and the parts with extra flaps in that, they're just a pain. So try to turn your box around the way that best suits you for cutting it. So now I've got my craft knife, and what I'm going to do is cut a line. Like, you can measure it and draw it on and pencil it on first and that, but I don't really go for doing things properly. I just cut things. So make sure you're doing this, talk after I'm cutting. Make sure you're doing it safely. Make sure your hand's not over here when you're cutting or anything. Do it safely. This isn't a safety lesson, this is how to make a light box, so I won't go too much into that. But cut a couple of centimetres, maybe an inch away from the outside of the box, and just do that all the way around. Don't worry if it doesn't go right through, because we'll go over it again. This is just to make sure it's in the right place. Okay, so you can see that. Make sure that these parts aren't too thin, otherwise the box won't have much support and it'll just collapse really easily, and it's a pain. So now just go through and cut it all again and make sure that it's all separated and you can pull that piece out. This is the part where you might need scissors. They might be optional, might not be, but it's a bit better than trying to tear it out. Oh, hold on. Alright, so basically you do that, but for this side and for this side as well. The last side is always the hardest because the box is already so flimsy. So I'm going to do it really carefully. I will actually try cutting it from this side. I'll put something underneath to protect the carpet though. Alright, so that is the hardest bit over. Now you want to open your tissue paper. They come with heaps of sheets, you probably just need one packet. Place it where it's going to be, and you can either start sticking it down now on these two edges, or else you can cut it off. I'm going to cut it off. Now, get some sellotape. Make sure it's quite tight. Not too tight, don't break it. Alright, so there's one side stuck on, now we'll do the others. Now get this piece of paper and sort of measure it against your light box about how big you want it. You want it to fill most of the inside, just make sure it'll still fit in. So I'm going to do it to about there. Alright, so now just check that it will fit in your light box. And mine will, so that's good. Alright, so that's stuck in. Let the paper sort of fall out naturally. You don't want to be pulled too much on an angle because that just isn't right. But just let it loosely sort of sit there and cut off the excess. And there is your light box. Okay, so there are a couple of things to talk about in regards to looking after your light box. One thing is not to pick it up from here, because if you do that, it's the easiest, most obvious place to pick it up from, but it will bend it up and it could tear this part along here and it just looks all crappy and gross, and it just doesn't keep it very fresh and nice. So I recommend just holding it from the bottom whenever you use it. Rest your hand on those two sides maybe, but yeah, try not to pick it up from here. If it does bend, you can reinforce it. I've done that with my old one. And just get some more cardboard and stick it underneath here. You might want 2 or 3 layers of it just to make it extra strong. Another thing is just to be really aware of the fact that this tissue paper is really thin and will break really, really easily. Of course you can just replace it, but it's kind of preferable for not to break at all. So don't go shoving your fingers through there like I actually did before. And the last thing is storage. Make sure you store it somewhere that is safe and out of reach of little hands or dogs or cats. Cats might like to sleep in this and they will break it, so don't let them do that. Alright, so now I'll show you how to use your light box. First, make sure you've got some good lighting. I actually take most of my photos outside, as I've said in past videos. If I do take my photos inside because it's too dark or bad weather, I will use either this or my ring light. So I would recommend going to the shop and getting a light like this, or else just a normal lamp, but replace the light bulb with a white one. I'll show you how this one looks when it's all lit up. So it's nice and white, and so the colours on your nails will look more natural and your skin will be more natural toned. At the moment it's actually really well lit in here, so I don't actually need the lights on, but just to show you I will. Before I had the ring light I would just use this one. Kind of put it there, and it lights up the corner of the light box really well. This is quite a big light box, so if you have 2 lights you can put one on the other side as well, which will make it a bit better. But I'll use this one. Then just put my hand in here, get my camera, and take a photo. Now, whether you want to zoom in really close on your nails or not really depends on what kind of camera you have. I've tried cameras that you need to go really close, like zoom in really close or move the camera really close, or other ones you take it really far away. Just play around with your camera and see what it's like. So as you can see, the light box just means that the light from the lamp is filtered, and so it isn't causing any bright harsh shadows or lights. And it also means it's a nice white background. You can make a black background instead, put a black piece of paper there, but I just think white looks quite nice and crisp. Okay, so I'm not going to go outside and take photos because it's essentially the same thing, but all I do is I sit in a step somewhere, put the light box on my lap, and sort of shove my hand in there and take a photo. I tend to do it, you can play around really. Sometimes it looks good in a shadow, sometimes it looks good in full sun. The light boxes are really key to getting your photos for your blog looking professional. And also light boxes aren't just for nails, of course, they're for heaps of things, for selling jewellery, for I know heaps of stuff, like anything you see on the internet's probably got a light box with it. So I hope you found this light box tutorial helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you later.